Greetings and aloha. What's going on? It's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com along with my very, very good friend
Robbie from Walking in My Shoes, Thailand.
Skadoosh, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Oh my God, it is so good to be back. I mean, it feels like we've been gone for so long, mainly because you've just done so much.
You know what, guys? I've been super busy, and Mike's, I can't say enough how busy I've been. And matter of fact, I've been so busy, you've had to help me out. So.
I've been so busy, I've been losing my voice. That's how emotionally busy you have been. Oh my God, dude. Oof.
Well, it's because you've been in Pattaya is why you've been losing your voice, right?
You know, it's funny. When I used to go to Vegas, I would always come home and I would always be like basically feeling gross, and I just attributed it to the hooker flu. But I figured going down to Pattaya, it's got to be even worse. I must have like the ladyboy flu. Oh, I forgot my bracelet.
Dude, and we're going to show that today.
Oh, that's so horrible. Okay, so you guys, you've been to Pattaya, right? Or maybe even anywhere in Thailand, and you know the people come by with that big piece of cardboard and it's got all those like bracelets on it that they've
I didn't buy one.
That you didn't buy one. You were committed to the craft. But what did mine say?
I like Ladyboy.
Oh no, I heart.
Oh, is I
heart Ladyboy, dude. But it was just,
but it wasn't Ladyboy.
No, and I was really disappointed. I almost like took it back, but at least I got it, for a decent price.
Yeah.
100 baht.
And his ruined voice.
Oh my God, dude. I am like gargling glass. It basically sounds like. Oh my God. Okay, so here's what's very interesting. Mark, so psyched that you came by. Really, really good to see you. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to make sure you guys know that we are live on the spot.fm. We are live on BKK.fm. We're absolutely live on the spot on YouTube, at the spot Thailand on YouTube. And
Walking in My Shoes, Thailand.
Yes, as well as Live My Ass Off.
Yes,
we're everywhere. We're absolutely everywhere. And the neat thing too is that we're doing this basically to get as many subs as we possibly can. We love that you guys have come by. It's been so totally awesome having you. Right now, I'm just happy to say we are at 819 subscribers. Skadoosh, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Gracie? Sorry, so not Gracie. Oh my God. Where is Christy? Where is Christy with our skadoosh money?
Christy's online though. Hey, welcome,
I hope
Christy.
So.
Good morning.
Winner, chicken dinner. See how I like just totally like teed that up? Oh boy, where's Christy? Oh look, she's online.
That's it. And by the way, guys, first of all, good morning, Bangkok.
Oh, good morning, Bangkok. We're finally up here, ladies and gentlemen, in our little studio, which hopefully you can see here. Let me see if I can do this correctly and get us like really, really big. Yeah, check that out, dude.
We like
Starbucks,
big.
True Digital Park.
Hey,
greetings and aloha. Oh, it's been so neat to be back up here. And what's funny, I mean, it felt like I've been gone forever because you go down to Pattaya and basically time stands still.
Yeah, and you don't even care for Pattaya that much, which is cool, which is okay.
So, but see, that's the cool thing is you live in Jomtien, right?
Sort of.
So, yeah, good point, right? And so actually, guys, so we're going to talk about that because, once you basically live in Thailand, it's so easy to not really live in one single spot.
Right.
It's inexpensive. It's easy to commute back and forth. And so we're going to be talking about that because Robbie just recently basically, if you will, in air quotes, moved up to Bangkok.
That's right.
As of yesterday. Somebody signed a lease.
I signed a lease yesterday.
Skadoosh, ladies and gentlemen.
At a condo in my name. And that was a big thing because when I signed my lease in Jomtien, that wasn't in my name.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, that was 100% in Kitty's name.
And what did you just do that? Yeah, the Thai girlfriend. Did you just do that for convenience, or was it just like handle it because you had to fly home or something?
Yeah.
What was
so I needed to fly home. That's where we did the countdown, and so Kitty ended up signing the lease, doing all the paperwork. Well, I did a lot of the paperwork.
Yeah, exactly.
She just showed her Thai ID.
Ooh, speaking of women putting money in our panties.
What did we get?
How you doing there?
There we go.
Christy, somebody got a raise from her epic boss. Wow, look at that. Thank you, doll.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Mark in Thailand. Hey, buddy, what's going on? He was one of the studio audience.
Nice.
I believe.
Nice.
Yeah,
we'll have one person today. Kitty will be in today.
It's either, hold on. It's either Mark in Thailand or
maybe he's two of them.
Mark, we have multiple Marks.
I don't know. I sure hope so. I hope we get to 100 of them.
I mean, that would be great because that would just put us over the hump.
That would do it.
Speaking of Thailand, getting over the hump. Speaking of Pattaya. I don't know. I'm a little slow today. I have this. Okay, so you guys, have you ever thrown up? Okay, you ever thrown up so much that it was like projectile vomiting? Have you ever thrown up so much that it was projectile vomiting, and then it turns into dry heaves to the point where you pull a muscle? And I'm using my mammary glands right now for effect. Oh my God, dude! I was so sick. It was like brutal. Absolutely brutal, and I don't know. Did I sound worse yesterday, or do I sound worse?
Listen
today?
to his voice. I mean, let's get a Wolfman voice here.
Yeah, baby, this is a Wolfman 91X, baby.
That's right. With his offspring, the Teen Wolf.
With my offspring, my offspring.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be the
Wolverine. The fruit of my loins. Is that what's going on there? Big Guys 45. Aloha. Thank you for coming by. Yep. Thank all of you. Please make sure that I thank all of you. Definitely. Yeah. I definitely appreciate it.
And be sure to leave those comments in there. We will post them. We'll respond to them. There we go.
Ooh, nice. He's on his way to 900 as well, as we are. As we are as well. That's like very cool.
Could be a race, dude.
It could be a race to the level of awesome that I think we all deserve, quite frankly.
And just so you guys know, yes, we are everywhere here in Good Morning Bangkok, but that will be changing once we hit our monetization on the spot.
Definitely, once we do that, yeah. I mean, we want to focus on the spot, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for that logo, by the way.
There you go. Let's take a peek at it if I can pull that up for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
1 second. Bang.
Robbie and his team have done a great job. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. I mean, it's in my mind, I think to myself, I could never make something like that. But then I look at it and I think, well, actually, that's fairly simple, right? And it's like, oh, it's just 2 words and a dot and then some white. No. I could have come up with that on my own. So, yeah, Robbie and his team do that. And the important thing for you guys to realize is that we, as the spot, we can do that for your business, too.
That is correct. Yeah. We can do it for your business. And by the way, that we are making shirts.
Oh, dude, skadoosh for the shirts.
Yeah, we are making lots of shirts and lots of stuff for you guys. Oh. So you guys who have been sending us all this money.
That's Christy.
Nick. All these guys, we will be sending you guys a shirt with the Spot logo and some other cool stuff on it. But if you don't want to send us any money, that's okay too. You could buy a shirt.
But what's crazy is when you guys see these shirts, you're going to be amazed by the sponsors we have.
Yeah.
There is an energy drink company. No, it's not Red Bull, but there is an energy drink company that is quite global that you guys probably have heard of before. If you're total rock stars, then there's a high likelihood that you're gonna recognize the logo on our new shirts. Talk about a sponsor. I had no idea.
And we should. Well, it's going to be a few weeks before we get them, and we'll wear them. And then you guys, again, even if you're not giving us money, you can buy them.
Exactly, yeah. Even if you're not giving us money, we'll allow you to give us money.
We will allow you. Well, we have the GoFundMe thing. We're getting ready to start up.
Oh, God, that's going to be so much fun.
Yep. Let me give you air quotes, not ADA compliant, but that's okay. We'll come back to that.
So excited for that. And so here's another thing we're going to talk about relative to ADA compliance in all truth. Is remember, I was able to help this guy who's in a wheelchair, right? C4, C5, quadriplegic. He's coming over here and he's actually going to, because again, it's not necessarily ADA compliant. The sidewalks here are not exactly like totally easy to navigate. And then your buddy, Nick.
Nick is here. He's in the house. He might be online right now. I don't know. Nick, if you're there, just throw a message out there.
What do you call, I mean, is it just like arm crutches?
Yeah.
He's got the ones where you just hold, because he's missing his
missing left leg.
Left leg.
Yeah. And he's 21 years old.
Yeah, that's
and
another
in Pattaya.
thing. Can you, I mean, because we came over here, and I think a lot of us, especially, we're just like, oh man, I wish I had done this when I was younger.
Dude, 21.
And I got to tell you, I'm actually grateful I didn't do this when I was younger. I probably would have killed myself.
Nick is killing me right about now.
Is he?
I don't think you understand. We've been going out almost every night, and we're not talking to your typical, hey, let's go to Denny's.
You do.
Okay.
24 hours. It's my birthday. Free pancakes.
Dude, we went to Hooters, and it's freaking boring.
It was boring.
Now, he's 21. For me, it's still exciting, right? I'm 50.
Hooters is still exciting because you and I went there. It was pretty Dullsville.
I guess
the girls had attitude.
They did. That's the Denny's of Pattaya. It's Hooters.
It's Hooters, yeah.
That's sorry to rag on Denny's, but not really. So, yeah, this 21-year-old guy, what do you do when you're in Thailand? 21, And he's never been to Pattaya, so this is his first time.
Where was he before? Just Bangkok?
So last year, he came with us. He came with me, and we went to from Bangkok for 3 days, and then to Phuket for a week and a half, and then he flew back home.
Okay, so how long? Where were you in Phuket?
We were at Bangla Road.
Bangla Road,
yep,
Patong Beach.
Patong Beach.
Okay.
And you guys, we can always talk about Patong Beach. Lots of stories there. But compared to Pattaya, for a 21-year-old.
Yeah, so here's what's interesting, right? So there's Patong Beach and in Phuket, and obviously there's like the infamous Second Road, which is, it's not called that, but Second Road basically up from Patong Beach in Phuket. And then there's Bangla Road, which is basically the walking street, you know? Yeah. But like Pattaya, how many like Bangla roads are there in Pattaya?
A dozen.
It's just
and
crazy.
they all have different character. You got the six. They call Soy 6, by the way.
Soy 6, yeah.
Red light district of the world, isn't it?
Pattaya is the red light district of the world.
True.
Pretty
but
much.
Soy 6 by itself is so insane.
Over the top, crazy.
So he came here last week, which is during the International Fireworks Festival, and I'm not going to keep this up long, but that was
really cool. Yeah, we were down there for that. I streamed live. I watched you. You did like about 4 videos on that, right?
Yeah, and I got some videos coming out, and I did a 2-part series on my channel, Walking in My Shoes Thailand. So if you guys want to check it out, fireworks, all
Skadoosh.
That stuff,
absolutely,
go check it out. But you know, so Nick arrived on that morning, Saturday morning of the second day of the show.
Yeah,
not tired at all. I was like, dude, you flew all night long.
Yeah, and he's ready to go.
And he's ready to go.
Hopping along.
So hopping along, you know, and he's like...
Hop along, Nick.
Yeah, I like that he says, where can I get a sock? I mean, I just think that's cool because he wore sandal.
Like, dude, we should go out and buy some shoe.
That's it.
Yeah.
Non-ADA compliant.
Like
when guys.
When he goes shoe shopping, he literally
2 for 1.
Well, that's the thing. But how disappointing it must be for him. He's like, Jesus. I mean, how many like left shoes does he have in his closet that are in perfect condition? I mean, he must be just like, because you know you got to figure there's somebody somewhere that's like lost their right leg.
That
right, and they're just like, dude, if I only could get a smoking deal on some. It's just like, I love making him laugh, especially here on the big. He goes to this still right now, so he basically can laugh his ass off camera.
I'm about crying.
Oh
guys.
my god!
That's
but see, here's what's amazing, right?
Non-ADA compliant.
I mean, look, we all have ailments, right? I mean, I think it's pretty publicly well known that I'm obviously an alcoholic, right? And I'm a recovering alcoholic, but I still have the friggin' ailment, ladies and gentlemen. Quad shot caramel macchiato, and hopefully this is
so not only alcohol.
Yeah, obviously I'm a big
but Mike,
fan
you don't
of the
drink.
caffeine.
So and you know what? We should talk about that in a little bit. That's a good topic. If you're free to talk about later. So you know what? Let's start off with you mentioned earlier talking about Bangkok.
Yeah.
And let's go.
So how does it? So I've been here a while, and obviously there's a bunch of YouTube. But like, how did you end up here for one? And then how easy was it to you to get to the point where you are today, which is having keys to your own 1-year lease of a condo in Bangkok, and then what did you do to need to get started and that sort of thing?
So because there's a lot to that. So as you guys, if you've been following along, and if not, go back in our past videos, take a peek. During my journey here, it's to live in Thailand, essentially, and the tour around the country.
Yeah, for sure.
But not only Thailand, I want to be able to tour around all of Southeast Asia and around the world, and there isn't a better airline or a airport situation than Bangkok, because once you're here, it's very, very inexpensive. At least to my experience, I can fly to Vietnam for $68
basically. Yeah.
Phuket was $55, and Chiang Mai I think is about $40 right now. I'm wanting to go
on a plane, which is almost even cheaper than taking the silly train.
Oh, and you book the same day.
Yeah, no, I know, right? None of this like, 2 weeks in advance and I get a great deal. No.
Yeah, dude. Or in the States where if you book last day, they think someone died, so they're going to gouge you for $2,000.
Yeah, unless you have the documentation, you're not going to be able to get the bereavement fare. No, here it's just like totally reasonable.
Yeah, so I'm in Jomtien, and I love Jomtien. I love the beach. You guys in the States, I live off the beach. Here in Pattaya or Thailand, I wanted to do the same.
Yeah,
and. So I got a 1-year lease in Jomtien, and I loved it. I have come back and forth 4 or 5 times using that lease. I have loved every minute of it. Mm-hmm. And
but let's clarify that though, actually, because you didn't get exactly a 1-year lease in Jomtien, right?
Point.
It was like 8 or 9. Because a lot of guys are like, well, shit, what if I only want to come over for like 3? You actually got what, like a 9 or 10 month?
So I ended up getting a 10-month.
10-month, yeah. So it's all possible, guys.
Yeah, it is. It's all possible. Yeah. And then I got a good rate. So I think we're paying 13. Kitty's here in studio audience, so I'm going to ask her, what are we paying? How much are we paying?
Tao Rai, condo Jomtien. See that? I just lobbed that over the net.
15? What? We're paying 15
for the because electric and internet. Yeah, no.
Okay, so
Sipsam.
So 14. So we're paying 14, and then we pay electric, which is like 1,000.
It's about 1,000
because I use the aircon like crazy.
Yeah.
You guys, when I say 15,000, if you're in the U.S., you guys are like blowing your brains out. 15 grand? No. It's like $400. I mean, let's get it straight.
So the exchange rate right now, it's down a little bit, right? It's about 34, 35, but I mean, it's still like way less than $500.
Yeah, way less than $500, and I have a motor scooter.
And even Nick, who lives in like Taft, California.
Oh yeah, he lives
which is like the pseudo armpit of basically northern,
armpit. Yeah. Fresno, and then
Fresno.
If Fresno's the armpit,
everyone knows
Bakersfield,
Fresno.
Taft must be the.
Yeah, people know Bakersfield, but not a lot of people know Taft. But I mean, imagine like you have $500 cash in your pocket, and you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to go get a 1-bedroom condo.
In Taft.
Where the hell are you going to go in the United States?
You know what? When we get to our
know.
talking about Nick, he's surprising me a little bit about some visa questions. But
that's interesting. Okay, great, because he's 21.
He's 21,
yeah, different options.
And we'll be talking about that. So back to the Jomtien.
So you're Jomtien, and now you're in Bangkok.
Yeah. So now that I've been here for, of course, not a year, but 8 months. It was time to be in Bangkok where I can just travel around. And be honest with you guys, I actually like Bangkok. I don't really like the big city, but something about Bangkok says visit me.
We've said that on so many occasions. It's like neither of us. Same thing. When I first got here, I am not a big city guy. I don't like San Diego. New York is an absolute disaster. Los Angeles is a friggin' dump. And but like I love Bangkok, if for no other reason than it is so easy to get out of Bangkok. One of the beautiful things about living here is the minute you just like, I don't want busy, bam, $25, $35, $50, I'm out.
Yeah.
So now you're up here, and of course we're doing The Spot, right?
Yes.
Like we formed this media company, and we have thespot.fm, we have bkk.fm, we have YouTube at The Spot Thailand, Walking in My Shoes Thailand, Live My Ass Off, and all of these sort of brands, right? But like doing it in Bangkok, 8.5 million people, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be able to add some value up here. But also, you're just like, but I like the beach. So you still got your place in Jomtien for a little bit longer.
Yeah, so I plan on, once that lease expires, actually having another place.
A smaller spot, yeah.
Another spot.
Another winner, ding, 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 ding,
so
ding, $5, Christy.
Yeah, it is so affordable. You could afford to have multiple locations to live. I mean, we're in the United States, you really can do that. Of course, you have people who buy a cabin for a week.
Right, yeah. But then, I mean, look, so growing up, right, where I was in New England, a lot of people would have like summer homes, right? I mean, shoot, even in like Cape Cod, I mean, that used to be like you had a house that had no heat, and you just went there over the summer, Martha's Vineyard kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
Some people had like places in the Florida, and they would go down there, what do you call them? Snowbirds.
Yep.
Right, people go down there. Same with like Mexico, San Felipe, people would go. But I mean, right now, let's face it, I mean, all those places that I mentioned where you just had summer homes, people live there year round because it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
You can't afford to just, no, dude, we're going to live here full time because we can't have a second home. Yeah, maybe we'll like get one for a week, like you said.
But here in Thailand, a whole different situation.
Easy to go committed. So anyway, so you come up here like, okay, I'm going to like look around. And yeah, I mean, you and I as buddies, we walked around and I said, well, what do you think of this place? But I mean, how easy was it for you to get a condo, and like how did you use an agent? Did you just have like did you use Kitty to walk around?
So
and
this
speak
is
in
how
Thai?
easy it is. You guys don't need a kitty.
Okay.
I mean, I love a kitty.
Kitty at my foot and I want to touch it.
That's right.
There you go.
Kitty at my doorstep.
Yeah.
But you don't need to have that. You guys can come to Thailand and simply get an agent. It is that easy.
Okay. And how easy was it to get an agent?
Walking into the condo building.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how easy
Very
it is.
common,
I mean, it's
isn't it?
great to have a contact person.
Sure.
In your pocket, which I have them, and you guys now have us.
You're in my pocket? Jesus. I wondered what that was.
So if you guys come over and you need help with something, feel free to reach out to us, The Spot,
absolutely.
and we'll be more than happy to help you guys get into your condo.
Info at thespot.com, thespot.fm. See, this is how I am sick. I'm not going to do this the correct things. I wanted to say, before we do, I wanted to say hello to all of you guys, but definitely hello to Andy and hello to Patrick. Those guys are in
Patrick?
next week. Next week, Patrick's coming, and Reef is coming, actually, next week, too. I have both of those guys in my calendar. I noticed that, so that's like
I know
really
we're not
cool.
having an official meetup, but we need to have kind of the coffee date.
Oh, my God, yeah. We should definitely have that. Yeah, I mean, or maybe...
And Patrick's a young guy, so we can bring Nick along. We can hobble along.
Yeah, we could be like, look at how... We're going to look so mature around guys that are younger than us. Or maybe that's not the right word. Maybe it's old. Is it mature or old?
You guys tell us, all right?
Is San Felipe played out? Well, I left there basically in 2000 and probably about 3 or 4. I got out of there.
And what's that mean, played out? Because I got asked that about Pattaya from another buddy who didn't show up. Hey, are the Russians back? Are they played out? What's the deal?
Oh, so yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing, right? So let's face it. If you're Russian and you got a couple bucks in your pocket, get the hell out of this place. The place is a friggin' disaster, man.
Here?
Russia.
Oh, yeah. But they are here.
They are, and obviously Jomtien, if you guys don't know, is fairly populated by Russians. It's got a high density there. Certain areas of Phuket as well. So they're back, but the Chinese still aren't able to leave, and quite frankly, they're going to be they're going to be like, screw our country. I'm taking our money, converting it to friggin' USD or Euro, and then I'm going to some place that really loves and appreciates me, aka Thailand. Hello, Soy Mafia.
But you know what's awesome about what's going on right now? I mean, of course, I don't like war or any of that, so who does, right? But the Chinese, the plan is they're not coming back anytime soon. And it's been, I have nothing against the Chinese people other than tour buses.
Some of my best friends are Chinese. Not.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding.
But the thing is, it's not that crowded here compared to 2019 when I came.
So definitely it's not 2019.
But Pattaya is back to normal.
Pattaya is... Okay,
in that sense.
Let's talk about that because you and I were out. We obviously Nick was here, right? So we basically have a tourist guy. So naturally we did Bokau. You were on the beach during the International Fires Festival, Soy 6, that sort of thing. And so we're heading down to those places. But I actually took a walk just on Jomtien Beach Road, and I walked down like Soy 3, Soy 4, and you walk in like a block or two. That is the indication of like the real. It is Deadsville. I mean, yeah. There are still businesses that are closed. They're closed forever. There was this one, like those open signs, the LED ones, like you can buy at Costco. Sideways, one person working in there. And the reason I went down there is because I Googled some type of bar or whatever, restaurant kind of thing. And it said, oh, yeah, this place is great. It's got all these people in there. It's wonderful. Pool tables. I go in, pool tables like sideways, 2 guys having a beer and 1 person working there. I'm like, she's like, you want? I said, well, can I use the restroom? And I gave her like 20 baht. Yeah. I gave her 20. Oh, because I'm a big deal. You know why? Skadoosh.
Because Christy paid for it.
She gives us so much money. I'm like, oh, I'm totally going to pee on her. Or maybe, no, wait. Does she like water sports? I mean, you're her boss. Was that a requirement, actually?
I don't know. She might like water sports if she's still on this.
I know. Probably not anymore. She's like, here's $5. She basically paid us to leave. We're basically her hookers. In the morning, she just pays us to leave.
All right, back to Nick.
All right, so Nick is in. But
Nick's in town.
Nick's in town, but I mean, again, he came into Bangkok and he was hanging out here, had a pretty easy time getting around, and he falls. Right?
He did.
Yeah, he fell in front of 7-Eleven, and of course, all the people were like, "Oh my God!" He was amazed that some Thai guy comes up to him, and basically he felt sorry for this poor guy who's on crutches, falls, gives him a Snickers bar.
Yeah, some guy with like 4 teeth.
Hilarious. With what?
With like 4 teeth in his mouth, and probably
that's true.
100 years old. I don't know.
I guess with 4 teeth, you can probably only eat like a 3 Musketeers. You can't go through the nuts.
Can't go through the 4th.
Yeah, you can't go through that kind of thing. Yeah. All right, so Bangkok. So you get this agent.
Okay.
And then you walk through the process of basically getting a 1-year lease on a condo. And tell us a little bit about the negotiation, furnished, unfurnished, that sort of thing.
So I come to meet the agent. I bring Kitty along, and no, actually I didn't bring her along when I toured all the different condos. So I ended up touring 4 or 5 different ones.
And this was what, like last week?
This was last week or something like that.
Yeah.
I ended up touring 4 or 5 different ones, and they were all different. Of course, they all had a refrigerator, stove, microwave, that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And they all have furnishings and completely furnished. So when you get a place here, it's furnished, and then you can request to have things moved. which we just did. I booked a place. I walk in going, no, this doesn't look good.
And so here's what's funny, right? So you get a furnished place, and of course, over the years, various furnishings, change. But one thing I will say is that for the most part, when you're a Westerner and you're getting a fully furnished condo, is that my experience is they refresh the mattress so that you end up with a fairly, if not new, brand new, like a lot of times.
Brand new.
Mine was in like the plastic saran, what do you call it? Plastic wrap. So you had to take that off because they're not expensive. I mean, you get a decent mattress for like 20,000 baht. And a lot of times they just like throw one in.
Shockingly. So I'm over in Jomtien at one of the higher end condominium.
Riviera, that's right.
Riviera.
Yeah.
And the mattress there was like a box. And then I come to this one here in Bangkok. It's still very nice. I'm paying 12,000 baht now.
Okay.
That 3,000 baht difference, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sure.
And this mattress is freaking good. I slept on it last night for the first night.
Skadoosh.
And, I got to tell you guys, it was the first time I actually got to sleep a little bit, and it was pretty good.
So you were having problems sleeping in Jomtien?
I do. Just the mattress.
Sucks.
I just didn't like it. And I love Jomtien, you guys. I love it. I'm going to have a place there, and I'm going to be signing another lease in about 2 months in Jomtien. So I'll make that my other home.
You know the phrase, you're paying for the view? Would you argue that is a significant portion of your rent there at Riviera? Because you're on, the 20th floor?
Yeah.
You're overlooking the sea of
35
Thailand.
square meters.
You can almost see Hua Hin, for Christ's sake, from where you are. Yeah, but it's 35 square meters.
It's small.
And this new one,
48.
48. Yeah.
And it makes a big difference.
Crazy, right?
A big difference.
Yeah.
And it is the view. And I love the view. Please don't get me wrong. I just love being next to the beach.
It's nice.
And since we're only going to make it a home for a day here, day there, because it's only, an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute drive.
That's the nice thing, right? I mean,
on the bus.
If you come to where you are now, because you're a little bit south in Bangkok, arguably, certainly from where you would normally stay when you were staying at the Holiday Inn Express, if I'm not right. Is that where you like to stay near Victory Monument or National Stadium?
National Stadium. So, and because what you just said, that was the reason why. One of the reasons why I wanted to get a place in Bangkok, because I was paying a Holiday Inn Express anywhere from 1,200 baht to 2,200 baht a night.
Yeah.
Well,
no. After a week, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah,
I'm at 12,000 baht.
Pretty much have a place that's fully furnished.
Totally.
Again, so these 5 choices are all fully furnished, and where can you find that? And then turning on power, and you don't turn on power or water; it's there. You just got to pay the bill.
Right. Well, here's the other nice thing too about some condos, for example, the one that you just moved into, is it's large. That's the other thing too. So he lives in a condo complex, same one as mine. He just lives in a different building, and there's approximately 1,000 people that live there. I believe there's 685 total units. But there's an app for the condo complex, so they're going to send you a message. Hey, we're shutting down the water to do some maintenance or whatever, which is rare. But the point is that the administration communicates with you. But also, you get some social stuff in there. People will post things, but then they notify you when you get a package, right?
Yeah.
Now, were you getting that at the Riviera? Because that's a massive facility.
Yeah. So the Riviera. I mean, the nice thing about the Riviera is they take into mind tourism. Now, you're not supposed to.
Oh, you mean they would allow people to rent it out, or
you're not allowed to?
Yeah, I thought there was a big sign.
Yeah,
can't
big
be
sign.
hotel,
Yeah, you get in trouble. But they make it to where packages are easy. Everything is easy. Taxi cabs, and there's lots of security at the Riviera. I loved it. Coming to Bangkok, the vibe is way, way, way different. It's less touristy. Mm-hmm. All Thais, which feels like that, except for you.
Well, we're exactly
my brother.
We're from another mother up top. Skadoosh, $5, Christy.
Should I wear a hat, guys, so I don't look like mine?
We're kind of shiny today, but of course, what we wanted to do is make sure we weren't friggin' dark like last week. Man, I totally blew that lighting.
Yeah, I know.
I totally blew that. Should I use that phrase a lot when I'm in Pattaya? Dude, I totally blew that.
Yeah, you could.
Blew my hair back. So, but what was interesting is that you came up here, and we're in a neighborhood that is arguably, first of all, it's definitely more Thai than foreigners, which personally I like a lot.
Definitely more Thai.
I like that when you walk down the street, all of our friends, hey, look at our Stu studio. Hello to Starbucks in True Digital Park, ladies and gentlemen, which is where we are right now, which is the kind of the neighborhood we're talking about. It's very modern, and True Digital Park is basically Southeast Asia's largest incubator and sort of venture capital, sort of, I don't know. I mean, people sort of get together here, right? And yeah, they want to start companies. There aren't a whole lot of unicorns, which of course is a startup with a $1 billion valuation. There's not a whole lot of those that came out of Thailand, but they definitely came out of here. And that's been a really neat thing to be part of this like community, but yet it's still very Thai. Like we're walking down the street yesterday, and we had soup with my soup guy.
Well, and this is these are the reasons that he's going to say he's going to keep going here.
Yeah.
Why I decided to
come
here.
Yeah, let us
live here. So the soup guy.
Okay. And then across the street there is the shake guy,
which I had last night. Which
good for you,
Kitty, by the way.
Nice.
I had a pineapple, and that dude is 30 baht.
No, free.
30 baht.
30 baht, dude.
Could you how much is 30 baht right now?
Probably about 87 cents.
80 cents? 87?
80 cents. Anything less than $1 for something that you buy conveniently on the street, right? I mean, but what's crazy is, so you could buy like a bottle of water, for example, for him for like 10 baht. Then you walk into the 7-Eleven. Now, the United States, you walk into a 7-Eleven, it's like, okay, convenience store is what they're counting on. Yeah. That water is going to be 99 cents, $1.70, something.
$2.
Yeah. No, here. 25 cents, 30 cents. Yeah. Just amazing. Right in front of that 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
right?
The chicken
last
lady.
night. Chicken sticky rice lady. You also bought, did you get some somtam?
Kitty did,
she
but
got some
the odor of it, I'm not used to it yet.
Well, okay. See, that's the thing. You got to get it. Usually what you can say is my goal
spicy, man.
Is you get it without those gross little shrimps in it. Have you seen?
Oh, I didn't.
That's what makes it smell. It smells like friggin' fish. And you and I growing up in the U.S., the minute something smells like fish, you're like, got to break up with her pretty quick.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh, ladies and gentlemen. Christy, $5. What is a kitty loan? That's a really good question. I don't know what that's relevant to. This is my buddy from Coronado, so obviously
maybe he's talking about, because I mentioned. So Kitty is my Thai girlfriend.
It's his Thai girl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's kitty loan. But if you want a kitty loan, she
bank.
is 2 million baht.
2 million.
Yeah,
that's pretty cheap.
So okay, here we go.
50 grand.
So we're walking down Soy 6. And we come back.
You and I, or
no? This is Kitty and I.
You and Kitty.
And
okay.
she goes, "Hey, do you want me to work in a bar?" And I'm like,
really? She
negative.
lobs that over the net.
She lobbed that over the net. And I said, and this was actually what I said to her. I said, yeah, if you want to work in a bar, go for it. But it's 2 million baht.
Ah,
that's right.
So
and
in
I
other
get
words,
$1 million.
Unless she gets 2 million baht.
That's right.
So someone comes up to her and says, "Here you go. Here's $54,000." You're like, absolutely,
take her.
Take her off my hands.
Take her off my hands. I get $1 million of it. So, and we'll go hang out at a Soy Bacao.
Because it's so cheap over there.
It's so cheap.
So, okay, so if you were to, let's say, for example, so, I've been over here and, I've given other people advice. So for you, so now you're in Bangkok, you've got a year lease and you're basically
12,000 baht a month.
12,000 baht a month. Yep. And again, just to be clear, guys, just so you know, when you sign up for a place like this, basically just take the rent and multiply it by 3. Because you got to do first month, security deposit, and then last month, effectively. And if you don't know, when you use an agent, it's not more expensive for you as the consumer, but 1 month of that does, in fact, go to the agent. So know that you've got a little bit of wiggle room in there, but you can understand why the agent wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to drop this to 9,000 baht or something like that, because, again, then they're only making that amount. But so you've got this thing. What would you recommend to other guys? Like they're coming up here, and let's say they've been up here enough where they say, you know what, I do want to live in Bangkok for the same reason you guys said, because it's so easy to hang out there, because it's so easy to come in and out, and it's cheap. What would you say? This is the first thing you need to do when you're checking out Bangkok to live here. What would be one of the steps?
For me, one of the first steps for me, it might be a little different. I mean, I wrote a little list of what do I want in my life.
Smart.
Because as I always say, is you gotta live your best life, do what you treat your best. And for me, it wasn't the bars or anything, because I don't drink a whole bunch, just very little. And I don't go to the bars a whole bunch, maybe Club Obsession once.
What's it?
So I don't need to live in an area where there's tons of bars and partying. I do like inexpensive food. I like the lifestyle. This is crazy. Man, I like the craziness of Bangkok.
The traffic.
And that was actually on my list is just the anxiety of Bangkok is so overwhelming that my anxiety is gone.
Yeah.
Literally. It's like a healing
Bangkok,
thing in
of
Bangkok.
all places. Yeah,
that's right. Where Mike puts the bang. And anyways, I just had to say that, guys, because he's the one who freaking...
douche.
So... I wrote a list of what kind of lifestyle I want, and I put numbers to it. So what am I willing to pay for that lifestyle? Like I do in California. If I want to live by the beach, I know the minimum rent over there is, $2,500 a month for a one bedroom. Mm-hmm. If I want to live by the beach here in Thailand, I know the rent's going to be 15,000 baht or more.
$500.
Yeah, $500. I know, a lot cheaper, right?
Well, that's what Go-Go Hopping was saying. He was saying he's lived in Bangkok for a number of years, right? And he was just like third condos, 6,000 baht a month for the room. Not old, totally clean, no insects, gym, pool, post office near BTS. Yeah, it's crazy.
6,000 baht. That's half what I'm paying now.
So,
but there's the quality. I mean,
there is the quality and the convenience. I will tell you that like every sort of about every 300 meters you move further away from BTS, it gets less expensive. It decreases big time.
And so Kitty last year, Kitty being my Thai girlfriend, of course, Kitty, and she's in with us right now. I'm going to ask her a question. What did you pay per month for your rent?
Well, let's bring her. I tell you what, let's bring her over because we were doing this last time.
So have her walk around?
Yeah. Come on over to this side.
Around over here.
And what you can do...
Let's put her on.
Yeah.
Let's do it, guys.
I didn't bring a third microphone, but that's okay.
Little round of applause for
winner,
Miss
chicken dinner.
Kitty. There she
so
is.
your condo that you were living in. Tell us about what that cost.
Your first when I met you.
own I own apartment
Yeah.
Okay. I buy total 3,500 baht per month.
3,500 baht per month.
Maybe 15 square meter.
Yeah,
15 square meter, yes.
15 square meters?
15 square meters. How big is your bedroom right now?
That's like the size of the bed.
Yeah, like your bedroom, right? The current bedroom in the condo is like 15 square meters, right?
Now.
New condo, yes.
Condo,
Yes, I love it.
You love it.
I'll bet. I'm sure she's like, it's a big deal, dude.
So, and she did live close to the BTS, pretty close.
Yeah.
And it was 3,500?
For everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with the metal door, right? And a little slide thing so you can look out. I saw that. Oh, dude, it was crazy. Yeah.
My own.
Yeah, it's called a jail.
Apartment,
Did you have air conditioning?
Yes.
Oh, you really?
Oh.
I put in.
Oh, she had to buy her own. Okay, I remember that. Yes, she had to buy her own air conditioner.
Yeah.
And when she moved, I think your aunt came and picked it up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Refrigerator, air conditioner, I buy for myself.
Yeah.
In my condo, no, I cannot say.
Yeah, that's true.
3,500. Yeah, you guys, 3,500 right now is probably $100. Thank you, Kitty.
Basically.
Yay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was really cool. I'll have to bring
she loved it.
I'll have to bring a third microphone next time. That was really cool. But here's
I got my mic.
what's it?
Mike.
Which? Oh, what a good puppy. So here's the thing: is that she lived actually physically closer to the Punawuti BTS station than you and I live now.
I like having air conditioning in 2 separate rooms.
So there's that.
I like having a cook plate.
So here's what's crazy. So you guys, how come you guys get along, right? And so we have a similar sort of, level of integrity, that sort of thing. We like to joke around. We also appreciate life significantly.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Gratitude
so there's
attack,
that.
which we'll be getting to
that.
that.
If I were to be like, hey, I'm having a gratitude attack, if you would respond with, well, that's stupid, Mike. Why would you waste your time doing that?
Boom.
That would be kind of weird, right? But here's the thing, is that we both like to live with the air conditioning on and the windows wide open.
Both air conditioners.
Yes.
I have 2
Why
air
not?
conditioners, guys.
Yeah, it's totally the way to do it,
So-
But yeah, so anyway, so again, you can. The point is that if you're willing to live in a varying degree of comfort,
Yeah.
because it's not like Kitty was unsafe where she was at. It was just friggin' gross.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
I mean, that's.
And Kitty and I have talked about the whole jail thing. So she knows when I say you lived in jail, because in my country, United States, that's what it felt like. And I didn't feel bad for her, other than I was like shocked going, she lived there for 5 years, going, okay, what's cool about her, she's a hustler. She goes out there and works. She worked at a mall. She works
her ass off, yeah.
Worked her ass off at a mall. She wasn't working her ass off at the bars or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? She's happy. She isn't miserable.
No.
Total gratitude attack. She's smiling at me right now. She knows what I'm saying. And, she was happy. And then now that we meet and, we've been together for about a year, It'll be February, right?
Right.
February or something like that. And she's staying at the Comptian and the condo in Jomptian.
The Comptian and
by the way, Robbie the Butcher. Soundbite.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about all that
Where's
stuff.
my soundbite?
I will find it. You
It's
keep talking.
coming.
I do want to say thank you so much for stopping by, eating out Pattaya. Speaking of soy six and soy bacao, you think he's going to change the name of his channel based on me?
No, and I got something I want to talk about. We should do it on the air. So Eating Out Pattaya, if you guys haven't viewed his channel, be sure to check it out.
To be fair,
Eat Out Pattaya.
It is Eat Out Pattaya, even though I prefer to eat out Pattaya.
The dude's got a cool voice,
I'm eating out Pattaya. Ryan has a good voice.
I actually think he has a good voice. Very fitting for Eating Out
He doesn't
Pattaya.
sound as good as I do right now. Jesus Christ. How could you say that? You know how diminishing that is
Sounds
to my
like you're
ego?
crying, dude.
Jesus Christ. I'm having a gratitude attack. And I'm actually not straining to do that. That's unfortunately how I sound right now. Mother of God.
But what's cool, so go check out his channel, Eat Out Pattaya. Check out the coolest. Actually, he's just going around to tons of different restaurants with, usually it's him and then a group of guys, the Lunch Bunch, or I don't even know what they call them.
Oh, the Lunch Bunch, sure.
Just a bunch of dudes going out on Tuesdays, Fridays, and he goes out other days too. And he films a short, a 5-minute clip of the restaurant, the food, and he's pretty darn good. And I invited him, and we're going to be talking later on about doing spots on the spot. You guys can check out his channel.
Robbie the Butcher.
He's taping because he only does these short videos. And it gives us a chance to go take a leak when he's talking.
Oh, that's
Boom.
nice. Yeah, I remember that. That was very helpful. Thank you for that. by the way.
Ryan, we will be talking later on about how we can make that happen for sure this next week. So I look forward to hanging out with you and possibly doing another video with him. He got me on a video doing a 1669 restaurant.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We were over there for the live stream. Yeah, I forgot about
and it was
that.
actually, he did this little video shoot in which I got to be the ending person saying how good 1669 is, and they're really good. They're good. I think it's well worth the money over there. But when you're paying $3 or $4 to go have your Denny's breakfast, I mean, that's cheap.
It's a lot better, isn't it? Okay, I need to make sure that we can hear that actually on the air, because I don't know if we can. That would be really interesting.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but that thing was loud in my ears.
It was very loud. Yeah, I know.
Is that spanking a llama?
That would smack the llama's ass. Actually, I need to make sure I can do this correctly.
Right.
But anyway, what we'll do is the point is that we have got some really, really cool stuff coming up.
Lots of stuff coming up.
Robbie the Butcher on the spot.
Totally screwed up.
We're going to have Ryan's infomercials coming on. We got new shirts coming where, again, if you're not giving us money, you can buy a shirt.
We'll allow it.
We'll have our GoFundMe ADA compliant program coming up for you guys.
It's ADA compliant. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. You guys, that's going to be great video. Be sure to stay tuned. You guys also, if you're on Walking My Shoes Thailand or on
Go ahead.
Live My Ass Off,
Yes.
be sure to subscribe to The Spot.
Definitely for
FM.
The Spot. Yeah.
YouTube. Just go The Spot.
Yes.
Thailand.
Right.
And it's going to pop right up. Number one, hit the subscribe button because we are slowly transitioning to 100% on The Spot.
100% Spot with, of course,
Robbie the Butcher on the spot.
I don't know. That's very weird.
This is some dead air time.
Yeah,
guys.
it's not working. That's all right. We'll do it better next time.
Well, we'll get it going.
Absolutely.
So, and you guys be sure to click the subscribe button to The Spot.
Hit the like button, for God's sake. Eating Out Pattaya is leaving liking our stuff, man. This is like totally amazing. And I want to thank all 12 of you for watching. That's really cool.
That's cool. But what's cool is that this is actually online right now where we have listeners, a huge listener base.
Yes.
Right?
Indeed.
Out of the United States and all over the world at thespot.fm. So let's go ahead and check that out. So if you can't get to YouTube, if you can't get to YouTube, just go onto your browser, go to thespot.fm, click the play button, click the listen now, and you can hear us right now. So we're doing this kind of like a radio production kind of show, but we'll have visuals. Of course, we're going to have a couple of fun visuals here and there.
Oh, my God.
So
I completely forgot about it. He throws this up there every show, and it always makes me laugh. She is hilarious. I bet she can really play basketball really well.
Big hands.
And big feet.
Big feet.
She could probably water ski without having to use like the actual
We say it every
skis.
week, guys, and this is part of our having good times.
For sure.
And then also be sure to put your comments, and we will get to them. Whether we
so-
put them on there or not, I don't know. But
There's
go
that.
ahead,
but no,
get 'em
Mark,
on
he
there.
said, and this is actually pretty common for a lot of guys, is they only use the AC at night, like when they're sleeping, to make it more comfortable. Set it at 25. I'm at 26, and then after a little while, after it cools down at night, I go to 26, 27. I'm the same. Woke up this morning, 27 degrees Celsius. It was just absolutely beautiful. Good to see you, MedTech. Aloha from the United States. Oh my God, what do we got going on down here? Go Team USA.
Wait,
absolutely.
did USA win? Did they win this? Are they playing England or
the which? Oh, the football thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Soccer,
they
whatever.
call it. It's called soccer,
Yeah,
to me,
like
guys.
FIFA,
I know.
FIFO, FUM.
I know they call it football everywhere else around the world, but to me, football is with helmets, and soccer is with dudes running around for about an hour or so and
I think
kicking the ball around.
They seem to be enjoying it.
I think it's it's fun watching them play and having the people cheer.
Let's give Joe a skadoosh right here. $5.
What do we got? Joe.
Thank you very much. Put your little man to bed. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's being late.
He's taking care of he's taking care of his little man. He's taking care of his grandson there in Florida. He's an amazing guy. He's coming here in March.
Joe's going to be here, yeah.
Joe's going to be here very, very soon. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate it, dude. You're friggin' awesome. Very, very much appreciated. Wow, hold on. Did he do that twice?
Did Joe hit it twice?
Oh, dude, look at you. I thought that was like a
Maybe
misprint.
He wants a shirt.
Maybe he needs a shirt. He absolutely needs one of our spot shirts that is coming up.
What are we selling these shirts for? Do we know yet?
I think less than $39.99.
Something like that. They're going to be nice collared shirts to wear at the golf course.
What we'll probably
or wear to bed.
We'll probably. Wow, I like how you went there. I mean, if they're long enough, I could wear it as a dress along with my friend.
You give it to your ladyboy.
Ratana.
Yeah.
Ratana. I could give it a Ratana.
Just hang down her body.
Ratana. She'd probably just like hang on that thing. That'd be like so great. Okay. But you know, it's interesting. Since we're probably going to sell it with a drop shipping class, we could probably sell it for $39.97.
Discount.
Discount. You know, because I mean, obviously it's got a value of $4,900. You know, but if we discount it, like just for today,
$4,900 baht.
Just for absolutely, we could like decrease it today.
So that's coming up, guys. So thank you, Joe, for the smoothies. We much appreciate it.
I'm going to drink down so much of what Joe just gave me.
I know.
Speaking of ladyboys, I really wish I had my bracelet. That's just so disappointing that I don't have my bracelet with me. I heart Lady Boy.
I can tell you a reason I didn't move to Bangkok.
Why is that?
Not the Lady Boys.
You didn't move here because of them?
I didn't.
Or you didn't move here because there's so many of them down in Pattaya?
There's so many in Pattaya.
It's a density, isn't it?
And you know what's awesome?
It is a high density of Lady Boys.
It's a high density. And you can go, there's streets just dedicated to the Ladyboy. And I call it Ladyboy Alley, which Mike and I...
6'1", yeah.
6'1", and we walk down, and you guys, and you can tune back to the video and look, and check this out. I walked down there again recently, and I put the video up there, and again, we didn't see anything.
It's so, every time. And so... what time are you walking down there?
Dude, I've walked down there at 10 o'clock at night now, and I put it on video. So
I'm thinking it's like a 1:30, 2 a.m. thing. They all kind of go back out there, pee in the woods.
So if it's at 1:30, is this meaning the people, because the bar is closed right around 2, apparently. We'll just say it does. Yeah. The bars close at 2, and then people head over to the, if they struck out, maybe they had the Ladyboy Alley.
They're just
like,
all
right, well,
I could always hang out with someone to play pool with them. Pocket pool, maybe.
I could go out the Ladyboy Alley.
So here's an interesting thing. You said, I know you're joking around. Oh, I think I hear my friends tell me that all the bars close it. But weren't you out and they actually, literally, your buddy Nick said the cops came in to shut the bars down. Was this on Walking Street?
This was on Walking Street. So let me give you guys a quick story.
And what time was that? Yeah.
So Nick and I are hanging out. So one of the things I want to do, again, he's 21 years old. What do you do in Pattaya? We're walking around Walking Street. And you guys, it's Walking Street, I've been there several times, and we go to several different places. And as we're walking down, we go to a place. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was called, I want to say that was the Windmill we were at.
You went to the Windmill.
I think it's called the Windmill.
The Windmill is legendary. And Joe, he mentioned that the spot is not loading. Are you talking about the YouTube channel? Because I can see us streaming on the YouTube channel for sure. I'll check out the FM right now. But thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate you letting us know.
And as Mike checks that out, I'll tell you a little bit more about this Windmill. So if you have been here, you already know what the Windmill is. There's 2 floors to the Windmill. There's the downstairs and the upstairs. So Nick and I kind of hobble all into the downstairs, and I look at him and say, dude, we just got to go straight up. And the downstairs was great. But we went ahead and we got upstairs, and it was pretty crazy. And use your imagination totally about what I mean by crazy. You got, I don't know, 50, 60 dudes, 50 years and above. Nick is 21. No one under 50, and I'm 50. And I'm 52, actually. And we're hanging out there, people, showers going on, all sorts of stuff happening. And, it was pretty nutty at the windmill. So I left. Shortly after.
After you... That's a statement you're not going to hear from a lot of
Nick,
guys.
you got this?
I went into the windmill and then I left shortly thereafter.
And Nick,
I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and Nick, with his glasses on, is kind of sliding from all the sweat on his body. He's like, I'm like, dude, you got this? I mean, he's 21. Glasses sliding down his face.
Not
and
holding
you got
his
this?
hand anymore.
And he's like, I got this. And so I left.
Wow. You
And
left
then
At what time did you leave him?
I just early. It was crazy, and Nick goes. He texts me at like 2:00 in the morning. He says, "We got kicked out. I mean, walking streets crazy."
So hold on. So you left him at the windmill at like 10 p.m.
Or
and he
something
texts
like
you
that.
4 hours later saying, "Oh my God, it was crazy." You think you could be there 20 minutes? And it's
pretty crazy. And you know, you guys, when you come to Pattaya, when you go to these bars, I mean, it's hard for me to tell you what to expect when you get there. But you can see this comment. Go ahead and post that comment if we can do that.
It is, yeah. I mean, I get it.
You guys, if you had a horrible experience, I'm sorry, Met Tech, you had a horrible experience there. But this is what's so much different about the Western culture than the culture out here. It really is. And it was at a great time, And Nick's like, I'm trying to support these women, and they all had to leave.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to support, right, upper middle class family.
Yeah, and so what happens is the street is just packed. He's telling me the street's packed because all the bars had to shut down, and it was just after 2.
Yeah.
And, so there you go. You know what? Nick, 21 years old.
I mean,
what do? You go to the windmill.
And here's what's interesting about that. If you're 21 and you go to the windmill, then your bar... for what a fun place to go to. Oh my God!
If that's your jam,
I can't even imagine.
If that's your jam, that's
just,
pretty much because you know what happened also on Walking Street. So we ended up going by a Russian bar because we noticed the Russians are back. And we're like, what? How are they coming back here? They can't spend money. Whatever, but they transfer it however.
They have some. Yeah. They can transfer.
So we go to a Russian bar, and I don't remember the name of it. It's not. What's the name that you mentioned? The big bar down there on Walking Street. Oh gosh, the Russian bar.
Oh, Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, it was next to Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. Up top.
Upstairs. Yeah, this is another one that's upstairs. We walked in, went up there, and it was very nice. It was probably the nicest club I've been to in all of Thailand. Nice
gentleman's club.
Gentlemen's. I guess it's a gentleman's club. Still had the loud music.
That are amazing.
They had the pole dancers going. They're clothed, but they are beautiful women. And and there's guys hanging out, smoking whatever they're smoking, and girls everywhere. Yeah, some hookah going on. A lot of Indian folks in there.
Okay.
A lot of money flowing around. And we're not talking 20 bahts. We're talking
$20. Yeah,
we're talking just people throwing money at the girls, and it was fun, and the girls are having a good time, and everybody's having a good time, and we did that. And Nick looks at me and he goes, "I'm bored." I mean, it's kind of like,
oh wait, but this is before the windmill.
Yeah,
he said he was bored. Okay,
so this is what happened. So we're sitting there, and this girl comes off the bar, and she comes over to me, and I'm having my drink, and it's not even alcoholic. So I paid 300 baht for water, and
wow,
300 baht.
Was
for
it
water.
Was it Fiji water?
Dude, it was the water I got at 7-Eleven for 10 baht.
This was like
pretty much that was it.
Good for them.
So I walk over there. I'm having my water. The girl comes over to me and comes over to my knee, and I'm like, no. My buddy's got money, and he's 21. He goes over to Nick.
That's a great way to get him off.
She starts going close to Nick, and this is great. It's going to get good right here. And I'm thinking, okay. And she puts her shirt down a little bit, and Nick stuffs 100 baht into her shirt.
Class.
As she's kind of straddling his leg and the money in, she looks at me and says, "Do you want a lap dance?" And I said, No. No lap dance for me.
Right.
And she's Russian. She then leaves. Just leaves.
Walks up and goes away.
100 baht. Walks up and goes away. And Nick looks at me and goes, What just happened?
Oh, well, because he doesn't have a lap. So she couldn't dance.
I wasn't saying that, but maybe
she's probably
he
like,
has a lap.
You want a knee dance?
You want a knee dance?
You want... Jesus. And I've met Nick.
I love Nick.
I've met Nick. He's a really good guy. He's also got a really good sense of humor too.
Oh yeah,
we're just
the dude's awesome. Matter of fact, we're gonna have him on air hopefully next week. Nick is looking forward to it.
Well, there was some discussion around here. Joe, for some reason, said that he thought the windmill was closed
So
or
it did.
moved.
So it did move.
Moved across the street.
Yeah, moved across the street.
Little alley, yeah.
And they have both of them.
Yeah, they have two now, yeah.
Yeah. And they took us from the one and went to the other that has the upstairs.
Did you go to Katui's R Us right down the street from there?
No,
So
I
hear.
went home.
So I hear. My friends tell me that Katui's R Us is down the street.
Katui's?
Katui's the Thai word for ladyboy.
Oh,
so I hear. So my friends tell me. But no, remember we walked down that alley. It was really small, and there was windmill on the left, which is the original one, and then windmill on the right, and then about 10 meters down on the right, there's Katui's R Us.
No, I
so
didn't
I
see
hear.
it. Yeah, so you hear.
My friends tell me that. Yeah. I don't know.
So no, I actually went home. I actually got a Bolt, which is equivalent to an Uber for $3.
No, and Uber. Okay, so here's the only downside for me about using Bolt, but I've absolutely overcome it because of the cost. Is that you can only use cash, and that's only because Bolt basically can't. They don't do transactions here, but you can always pay the driver with a QR code.
Yeah, they have
and
code.
use like prompt pay, right? But for the most part, it's cash, which arguably is nice because then you're giving the guy a tip, and you don't need to. Because I mean, if it's 130 baht, I'm just like, look, dude, I don't want 20.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a whole 67-cent tip, right? So, but yeah, Bolt is great. And I mean, again, unless it's like, International Fireworks Festival or New Year's Eve or whatever, they're always available. Very. Bolt has been a great solution, yeah.
So, MetTech says Joe Windmill was open in October. I didn't enter, but it had door staff.
Yeah, they have guys in front.
And I would say, honestly, MetTech, if you have not been there, it isn't all crazy, and it's pretty crazy. But the downstairs is actually a lot of fun. A little bit different atmosphere for sure. I recommend going there and check it out. And if you don't like it, you walk out.
Sure.
So I ended up going to another place with Nick next to Fahrenheit, and it was kind of a drag. It had like two girls dancing out there, and the music was just god awful. Speaking of that, no, next to it, I don't remember the place.
Oh yeah. No, Fahrenheit's pretty. That's a large place. Actually.
Yeah, and
I hear.
we did go to the Fahrenheit, and there was tons of people outside. And
busy.
Nick looks at me and goes, "If they're all outside, who's inside?"
The uglier girls, sadly.
Well,
that's the reality.
And what's crazy is we walk in, and that place was packed.
Really?
It was
nice.
Girls are just pushing on the stage, and there are good-looking ones, bad-looking ones. So whatever your flavor is, if this is one of the reasons why you come to Pattaya, go for it.
And to be fair, I mean, we're not going to spend the entire show talking about that, but I mean, obviously it's a piece of it. But the point is that there's a higher density of that. The reality is there's a higher density of that in especially Pattaya, right? And that's one of the reasons that I just cannot do Pattaya. I'm so glad that you or not only do you have a place in Jomtien that I can go down, and Gracie and I, we stay about 1 or 2 blocks away from sort of the street that goes from the beach to your place on Soi 12, which is in residence, which, by the way, Dave, thank you so much for that recommendation, because that's been a great place. Last time I was down there when we did International Fireworks Festival, it was like 1,100 baht a night. It was great. Same place where Gracie and I stayed. And because Pattaya, I mean, it just wears on you, right? I mean, again, for me, because, Christ, I've been married.
There's other things to do.
Yeah.
As you can tell by our awesome picture
Plenty
up top.
Look, speaking of things to do, ladies and gentlemen, what if we had a graphic? But that's the thing, is that you come up here to Bangkok, and there is so much to do. You even mentioned to me, I don't know whether it was this morning or yesterday, you're like, I get bored with Jomtien.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, and again, guys, why did I move to Bangkok, or why am I moving to Bangkok? I'm going to have both places.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving to Bangkok because, first of all, I want to be closer to working with the spot, working with mics, and that's a big deal to me. We're going to be doing a lot of work at the True Digital Center, along with several different areas here in Bangkok. I will still be down in Pattaya, Jomtien. But the other thing, as I mentioned, is the ability to travel around the country with just a flip of a coin. I could take my $50 and go pretty much anywhere in Thailand.
Yeah.
and moments notice, I'm next to the BTS, next to the bus stop. I don't need a car.
Yeah.
And Bangkok's awesome. I mean, we're talking,
Truly.
if you guys are wanting comfortable Western lifestyle, my first day here, we took a free bus to the IKEA store.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
Massive.
That's the other neat thing about where we
Massive
live.
bus.
So we live near Punawiti is the basic.
Punawiti.
Punawiti.
Yeah.
You get it. Iti is Udam Suk. And so Udam Suk, the neat thing about that is not only do the buses like stop there on the way back to the eastern bus terminal, but you can also catch a free bus over there to Mega Bang Na, which is this giant mall. You can also, if you didn't see them, you can also catch a bus to Central Bang Na, which is basically a mall, like, let's say for the sake of argument, halfway between here and Mega Bang Na. They have a giant water slide on the roof of that place, actually. But yeah, so Central, because I mean, that's a fairly well-known brand.
Yeah.
It's an anchor store. So Central Bang Na, a little older, but of course the nice thing about Mega Bang Na was the IKEA. So that's another thing, right? So you come over here and you're like, okay, yeah, I've got a furnished place, but I still need to buy forks and cups and plates.
So here we
go.
So we went to IKEA, and guys, I bought knives, I bought plates, I bought towels, I bought bedding. I actually bought bedding here at this 2 Digital Park. I'll talk to you about that in a second.
Okay.
It's actually really good.
Nice.
Shockingly.
Oh, by the tops on the
Yes.
down, super soft.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
for sure.
I'm going to buy another set. Kitty doesn't know, but I'm going to buy another set because I like good sheets, guys. Anyways, I bought all this stuff to load up my house, and it was 4,700 baht.
And to be fair, like 2,000 baht of that was those friggin' sexy ass
Damn
knives you bought.
I did buy some good.
You're like, I mean, and but
1,200 baht.
I didn't.
for knives.
Were they? That's actually not too bad. I thought it was like 2,000. I
No,
thought like a
1,270 baht or something.
Okay, so it's like
that.
$35 for 3 decent knives.
Yeah. And
So-
I like good knives, right?
But you said I didn't realize this. So you said IKEA has their own brand. They have like their top brand.
Yeah.
So IKEA, like kind of like Amazon has their own sort of thing.
Yeah.
Costco has the Kirkland brand. So this is like there's I didn't realize
There's
there were
levels of their knives. So when I I went to IKEA. We used to have IKEA in the States a lot. Does it still exist in the States?
Absolutely. I mean, it's huge in San Diego too.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, it literally physically huge. I mean, the big place is big. We
Because-
didn't eat the Swedish meatballs yesterday though.
We didn't. But the whole point was, if you guys want your Western lifestyle here in
easy to have.
here in Thailand, it's here.
Well, here's the other thing too, right? So I needed to go get blackout curtains, and I'm over there,
There you
right?
go.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay. And then my agent, and now his, for the condo. She says, okay, when you go over there, then you just tell them because all the curtains basically come in one length, and you can get them tailored for like 200 baht, and it takes them 3 hours. We were there more than 3 hours before closing, so I'm going to go back today. But the point is, not only will they like sew them to the length you want for 200 baht while you're there, and you're thinking, okay, that's not too bad. They will come to my house and install the curtains for 100 baht.
Gosh, $3.
$2.80. They will come to my house. And I know there will be at least 2 guys. Now, again, these guys are getting paid more than that. But the point is that IKEA is so customer service oriented. You can return anything within 365 days. It's like the Costco return model. And the cost of like stuff over there, very reasonable. I mean, we were looking at desks, right? And except for the motorized ones, which were a little steep, but decent like wooden desks. Also that one with like the metal frame.
Yeah.
7,000 baht. 6,000 baht.
Things are great.
Yeah.
So if you want your Western lifestyle, you can have it. I mean, right next to IKEA in this mall center, there's a KFC. There's Sizzler restaurants. What other restaurant? Tons of Western restaurants.
Tons of Western restaurants. And they also had your favorite vegetarian.
Okachu.
Yeah. So they had that out there, which was nice.
Which is Okachu, I think is Korean. I'm not 100% sure. Kitty might know. But they had the Okachu brand, which, man, guys, that place is awesome.
You love their...
You're paying a little bit more money for it. Still not Western prices.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's not Western prices. Mark and Ty, so he brings up a good point. I can't ever imagine being born in Pattaya. Now, I can totally understand why you would say that. But my question to you, Mark, is like, do you live here permanently? And you're just like, oh, yeah. Because I got to tell you, when I was just like coming here and I wasn't living in Thailand permanently, I totally get why I would have said that. If I was just like coming here for even like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 weeks in Pattaya, then I wouldn't have gotten bored because there's like a ton to do, right? But you almost got to like get it all done before you head on the plane back home. Now, to be fair, I will say, we joked around a lot about it and that sort of thing, red light district and everything with Pattaya. But there is the minute you get off the beach, quite frankly, the minute you get off the Soy 6, Soy Bukkao areas in Pattaya, there's a ton to do. If you're a golfer, dude, check out their Stu Studio. Up top to the Stu Studio. Mr. Phil Collins, skadoosh.
Just letting you guys see a different view. So.
We're a pretty big deal. Can you tell right now? And just so you know, guys, we get this studio for free. Thank you so much for Starbucks at True Digital Park. Skadoosh.
Boom.
Giggity. Because, there's if you're a golfer, I have friends here that live in the Wongamat area, which is basically like the Naklula area, and north of Pattaya, between kind of Pattaya and the Sanctuary of Truth, let's say. And they go down there, and they hang out. And golfing is huge. And the minute you get sort of off of the main sort of area, and a lot of people refer to this as the dark side, right? But there's a ton over there that have nothing to do with the beach or Soy 6 or something like this. So you're right, there is a ton to do. You can go go-kart racing, you can go hang gliding, you can go. What is the one where you jump out of the plane? Skydiving.
Suicide?
No, yeah, right, exactly. Why jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Yeah, it's a good
airplane. But yeah, skydiving, all that sort of thing. But you can also just go to the beach and chill out. I'm not saying you go to Pattaya Beach and chill out, but you can go a little bit further south of Jomtien, and there's a really great little spot, great little beach. So you're right, there is a ton to do there, and I should definitely clarify that there's a lot to do there if you don't drink, because Robbie doesn't really drink. I certainly don't drink, but there's a lot to do there other than just all that stuff. I completely agree.
And guys, it's not that I do not like Pattaya. I actually like Pattaya. I enjoy it. Of course, I don't have the enjoyment as a 21-year-old does. And, again, with Nick, what do you do when you're 21, right? That's part of today's topic we're talking about is what do you do when you're 21? Well, you go to Soy 6, you go to the windmill, you go to Walking Street, you do all these different things. And it's just not the thing that I could do every night or once a week even. I don't do it that often. I like going. You look at my videos on Walking My Shoes Thailand, you'll see I'm at temples. I'm eating. Kitty's eating all the damn time.
You haven't missed a meal in a while.
I haven't.
I can tell by looking at
meals. Hey,
your girth.
This shirt is getting a little looser. I gotta be honest with you, so I feel pretty good. So
black is slimming.
Which
is why I never wear black condoms.
Yeah,
that would be bad. That would absolutely be
good one.
Unwise.
Look how slim I look, people.
My God. I tell you what, if you turn sideways, I literally could not see you. MedTech, thank you very much. Yeah, so, dude, my voice sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, his voice is.
For that.
He's the wolf man today.
The wolf man, baby.
Yeah, he's the wolf man.
Yeah, thank you for. Also, I want to thank you, Joe, for putting it, because some of you guys are moderators, and I haven't added the correct. I should add you as well, Mark. But also, Big Guys 45s 29. Please subscribe to his channel. He's definitely
and be sure
a
to
patron.
tune in. Be sure to tune in to the Spot.fm, people. If you can't watch us on video, you can tune into the Spot 24/7 to hear some epic music, awesome music. And if you don't care for dance music or anything like that, you know what? You can always go to
BKK.FM. Tell your friends.
BKK.FM. So
Indeed.
Please definitely do that.
Rock out with your Bangkok out, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind of how you want to do it. So, you know what? So, here's something I was thinking about, and I definitely have a good gratitude attack over this, is that I lived in San Diego. You lived in Pismo Beach, right? Yeah. Again, places in the United States where people save up all year to come where we live full time, and they can only come for 2 weeks. But living in San Diego, it's how often did I go to the beach? No, not every single day, but I could. How often did I go to SeaWorld? Only when my friends came into town. Right? That's it. How often do you go to the San Diego Zoo? Whenever my friends came into town. When do you go to Soy Bukkao? When Nick comes into town.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just one of these things.
Walking Street now.
Walking Street especially. You only go to Walking Street when you need it.
Yeah, and Patty has tons of stuff to do. We're talking the International Fireworks Festival, which was huge.
Pretty awesome.
It was awesome. It was pretty overwhelming. Of course, the news reports has it at 400,000 people. I'm not sure where that number came from, but whatever. It was still crowded. There were so many food booths everywhere. So many people, different. I got great video of it. There's 100 YouTube channels out there that all posted it.
Big time. So what's interesting about that is that they estimated there would be 100,000 people there, and then you read the story in the newspaper.
400.
And so the mayor estimated that there was 400,000 people there. I would say it was probably about 200, 250. And again, you got to remember, do they mean individual people, or like, because a lot of people that got there Friday night also were there Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so is it additive? But here's the bottom line is that there were infinitely more people than they thought there would be.
Yeah.
The traffic was insane. We lucked out, though, as long as you sort of walk away, if you're willing to tolerate a little bit of inconvenience, which wasn't that bad.
Walking.
We just walked up the street, and then we got a bolt from there, or grab, or however we did it. I can't remember.
And they did raise the price, guys. That's just the way it goes. So you're paying from 100 baht to 300. Come on.
For the grab, you mean?
Yeah. So
yeah, because it's based on a. Did we use bolt? Okay, yeah.
So
and it was a little bit more.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. But again, back to things to do in Pattaya. Yeah, I don't get bored in that sense because we have the festival coming up with the jet ski, the international professional jet ski.
Yeah, the jet ski competition. Yeah, December 14th through the 18th or something down in Pattaya. That's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, we're hoping to be on location for that. We don't have a spot yet for that yet.
I don't know if we'll be down for that because we were looking at all the events, right? In the International Fireworks Festival, Robbie's cruising home like 2 weekends ago, right? And you get there and you're like, do you know the International Fireworks is? And I'm like, yes, intuitively I know that, but I completely forgot. But I wanted to say, and again, Mark, thank you so much for coming by last weekend. But that's right, he's got a house in Bangkok and was retired, but he's now back in Australia for Christmas and then into 2023 for New Year's. But and I appreciate him clarifying that because one of the things that he said is he goes, how do you get bored, in Pattaya kind of thing. And I was wondering, does he come? And I get it. There's definitely a lot to do there. That is absolutely for sure. So Patrick says a lot of my friends complain about Pattaya burnout, but never make an effort to do anything else. And that's a great point.
Great point. Thank you.
You have
Patrick.
to be deliberate about going. Totally. Yeah. It's skadoosh to Patrick.
Yeah,
I love Patrick's comments, by the way. Thank you. I love all of your comments, truly. But Patrick really engages.
So
I really appreciate it.
When you say Pattaya burnout, I'm assuming he's talking about the Soy 6, the Walking Street, the Soy Bacau, the Tree Town, all that area, which is all pretty
intense,
similar.
High energy, overstimulation,
Literally.
But it's like Vegas, right? I mean, people that live in Las Vegas, people that they don't go to the Strip. You never go to the Strip, right?
Yeah, you avoid.
And if you live in Jomtien, you don't go to Walking Street every friggin' night.
I've only been there the 2 times with Nick.
I
got to go back there tomorrow night, and I'll be there again, I'm sure.
Good. Well, now how long is he in Pattaya for? Like 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Nick booked a trip for about 30 days.
He's okay. So he's here for
this
about a
is
month.
A pretty long trip for a 21-year-old, and he's staying in Jomtien. I convinced him stay in Jomtien. It's a little bit cooler and quieter and comfortable. Go out and party at night. You can come back hungover. That's fine. He has an epic view. He's staying at the Divari or whatever it's called. Divari.
Right.
Thank you, Robbie the Butcher. The Divari. He's staying there, and but he asked me. We start talking, and then he's like, "What's it take to stay here?" I mean, he's 21 years old. And so, of course, we're going to talk about the different types of visas, the different types of options.
Meant?
Yeah. And so I'm like, gosh, I don't know. I mean, but get an agent. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not get an agent. Maybe you call Mike's. But I did recommend him. I did encourage him to look at the Thai Elite visa. Just because of the options it has, if you have the money.
If you're 21 years old, and you want to stay here long term and that sort of thing, meaning more than basically the 45 days you get visa visa exempt when you stamp in, and then an additional 30 days to that. I get why people would use an agent. I personally don't feel as though it's necessary, especially with Elite. I mean, at the end of the day, if you do Elite, you get an agent. And that's the other thing, too. Do not use an agent to get your Thai Elite visa. Thai Elite has an entire staff designed to give you a concierge experience, and people still resell that. It's friggin' hilarious. They get a markup on it. So frustrating. But so Ryan, as he's eating out all of Pattaya, I mean, basically he brings up a great question. Is you can name alone whatever normal is, true. But you can. I mean, they're like Lucas, for example. Yeah, he's a YouTuber and all that, but he's got a very, in air quotes, normal life, meaning he's going through real shit. I mean, his poor girlfriend, right? She's going through cancer. Yeah. And, he's doing that, but there's great medical care there for him. But he goes around, he rides his motorbike, and he goes and he has lunch, and he does very sort of normal things. And then if you've seen his videos, when his buddies come into town, then he's basically over there at the, what does he call it? The Mindwill. He was just joking around. Anyway, the Mill Wind. He jokes around about the name of it, like he's being really clandestine. But Lucas is a great guy, and he's also a great example of that. So,
but Ryan, thank you for that comment because
appreciate it.
You definitely, and Ryan's been here, I believe, over a year now. And and Ryan kind of helped some of the process for me getting a bank account and all that stuff. So he lives a normal life, and I got to hang out with him and a normal life. And I've met him several times at the Wombat. Wombat's an awesome little restaurant pub there in Jomtien Beach.
For sure. Yeah, shout out to Steve.
Yep.
So that's another example too, right?
Do we have a clip of the Wombat?
I would caution you guys about the expats that you interface with. I mean, I can tell you right now that like Robbie and I are having a great time. We're doing this business thing. But if you guys know me or my history, right, you know that I've had BKK.FM for a while. I was managing Kiss FM Pattaya for a long time, and I went through like 7 guys that came up to me. But bless their heart, I mean, they had enough
good intention.
They had good intentions for sure, but no follow through. Right. And even when you and I met, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And I had to wait for it because a lot of guys would be like, oh, Mike's, I'm definitely coming back here. It's really easy to like meet a guy in Pattaya and hear him say, oh, dude, I'm so coming back here. I'm moving my whole business over here. And then they get back into the United States and they're back in their inbox on Monday morning. I get it.
You're probably wondering who in the fuck is this guy?
And it's well, no, and I'm always optimistically cautious, right? But I was like very pleasantly surprised because like you actually came back, you actually wanted to do business here, and you actually like followed through, so that was good. But my point is that I would caution you about like not necessarily. I mean, I'm not saying they're lying. Again, good intentions, but lack of follow through just because life happens. But I bring this up because Steve at the Wombat, awesome follow through. Basically providing information and support with no expectation of anything in return. Just an incredibly genuine guy and provides a great service to the foreigners there on Pattaya Beach with decent Western food and decent Thai food.
Yeah, and
with an awesome view.
You can't miss his restaurant because he owns every freaking bot bus on the street.
Yeah. Which is crazy. If you watch the bot buses on like Jomtien Beach Road or Pattaya Beach Road, they have like 6 or 7 stickers, right?
Yeah, and he has like 20 or plus of them or whatever he has. All I know is, dude, we see him everywhere. And I was sitting with Nick. Of course, I'm with Nick, this 21-year-old, and he's like, oh, the Wombat bus. And I'm thinking, what? He's tagged the Wombat bus now.
Yeah, it's not just the bot bus.
It's the
Wombat bus.
Yeah, so we're going to have the spot buses coming up.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. Skadoosh, I can't wait.
You're going to see 20 or more of our
because Steve has 20, buses. Right?
Yeah, I think he has like 20.
We need like 21.
I mean,
no judgment, Steve. It's just, we're going to want to
love Steve.
And then he'll get like 22, and I'll be like, we'll be like, we'll be spotting out. We'll be spotting our panties.
Who's bigger?
Who cares?
The spot.
Depends on, it could be a cold day.
That's right.
I think the spot's bigger.
That's it.
Skadoosh.
That's right.
How you doing there? Where's Christy, by the way, when I need $5 in my panties?
I don't think Christy's even watching anymore.
This is an interesting comment. They usually count each night booked as a visitor, but of course someone could be staying multiple nights. I agree. Yeah, and that's the same thing. Well, here's what's funny too, right? So in 2019, they stated 50 million tourists come into into Thailand. In 2020, they stated 400,000, right? So big delta. Effectively, statistically, he was one of the 400,000 in 2020. But this year, I think they're saying that they're gonna get about 1 million in November and about 1 million in December for the remainder of the calendar year, which I don't dispute that. I think that that's actually probably fairly accurate.
It feels. I mean, it feels nothing like 2019. If you guys were here 2019, man, the buses, everything was insane. I loved it. It's still far away from 2019, but when you're down on the Soi 6 or on the beach road or whatever, they have activities, they have stuff. It feels crowded. It feels great. And you know, one of the other reasons why I chose Bangkok is even though all the tourists are coming in, when you're in Bangkok, man, I don't notice a difference. It's regardless busy, regardless not.
Yeah, it's a big city, right? I mean, and that's the other thing too is that there could never be any tourists in Bangkok, and it wouldn't be a big deal. When the tourists don't go to Phuket or they don't go to Pattaya, it is felt. It is a significant delta. I mean, they estimate that basically during COVID, right, 20% of Thailand's GDP that came from tourism was lost. I don't know of anything in the United States that collectively is 20% of our GDP.
That's insane.
What the hell's 20% of $20 trillion? Yeah. I mean, to lose that for your country would be gargantuan. I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, yeah, and we talked about gratitude attack, and we're going to kind of go on to this next question, next thing Patrick has here.
But he mentions the elite visa. Yeah, if you're 21 and you want to come back here and forth, and you don't need any, and that's the thing about Nick, is he's not concerned about starting a business, doesn't want to work. So it would be a great solution for him. And again, Nick's not starving. Okay.
No.
And because of circumstances in his life, he's got a certain amount of income that is basically very comfortable for him, and he could prove, and I think the 5-year elite now is it 700,000 baht or 800,000?
I know it's an
baht?
Even number.
Okay, so it's 800,000.
So it's 800,000
baht.
baht?
It used to be 600,000
Yeah,
baht, and then
okay,
they
and they
increased
raised
it
it
a couple
up.
years ago. Yeah, so that's. Oh wait, my God!
Wait,
Joe.
what's this?
$2.
One for Mike, one for Robbie. I love it.
Skadoosh. I was wondering what that crinkling sound was down there. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
I love it. Joe supporting the panties.
God.
I just like eating out Pattaya's thing, the spot bus. I'd sit on that. Throw that up there.
Wow. How you doing there?
I love
Chest
that.
bump, Ryan. Thank you so much.
He would sit
bet
on
you'd
that.
sit on that.
I bet you would.
Fonzie. Would you sit on that?
Yeah,
My
the
God.
spot bus. Dude, that's going to happen.
I'm
we're
really
rolling that
excited
out.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
let's
gonna roll
just
that
make
out.
that happen. Wait till
Probably
you see
gonna-
the spot.
Yeah, wait till you see our shirts that are coming out. Man, we're getting that worked out. We did the initial mock-up design, Ryan. I think you're going to love it. And I'm going to have big sizes so I can fit.
Wow. So what is okay? So here's what's funny.
This is going to be great, guys.
In the United States, right? So I'm basically like a 2XL, usually for the most part, depending upon the cut of the shirt. XL or 2XL or that sort of thing. That's about the biggest I can go, because otherwise it just hangs on me, right? This is arguably probably a 2XL, and this one would argue in the United States would be about a 2XL, right? Because it's over the sleeves. It's really here in Pattaya on Beach Road. When you bought this, what size is it?
8XL.
Dude, up top.
8
8
triple X, man.
8X. This guy.
This is crazy. Tie size.
On a scale of 1 to Pattaya, you are 8XL, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
right.
I mean,
Large
that's just
and in
amazing.
charge.
Yeah. But what's funny is
Don't
the minute,
pretend like it doesn't matter.
how you doing up top? There's but here's what's crazy, right? So in Pattaya, again, we've talked about like all the stuff that there is to do or whatever. I have had gratitude attacks in Pattaya.
Yeah.
And I think one of them that I remember right now, and you can tell me about one of yours, was about a week ago. Less than that. I'm sorry. Last weekend, I'm there, and so it was after our broadcast. So it was Sunday, and I was hanging out at that at the Amazon Cafe right there on Beach Road, right, and right next to it was a little place, and I had Pad Kapow Guy. Right, so I'm sitting there like in the evening. It was right around sunset, and I'm sitting there and I'm having this. It was like $2. For basically dinner. The sun is setting.
Yeah.
The beach, they've removed all the trees, so I can see all the beach there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what drives by but a garbage truck that I swear is 37 minutes old. This truck was amazing. And the guys that take the garbage and they put it in the back, they're wearing pink jumpsuits.
I love it.
And I'm just like, all of this, I'm like, gratitude attack.
Did you ever look at what's on the front of those jumpsuits?
No.
Oh, you need to.
There's a logo, you mean?
Yeah, it's a big cartoon logo.
Of what?
Just some character.
Not Oscar the Grouch?
Oscar or the Cookie Monster.
We
we
were joking around about that because I sound like such a friggin' degenerate homeless person. She's like, oh, dude, you sound like Wolfman Jack. No, you sound like the Cookie Monster. No, you sound like Oscar the Grouch.
I thought he sounded like the guy who went to Club Obsession too long. My throat hurts.
I love Club Obsession.
But anyways, the gratitude attack, guys. So thanks, Mike, for sharing that, because when you see those guys, man, you're like, they're happy guys.
Yeah, but just everything around, just all of it. I'm at the beach, there's a sunset. Okay, you could be in Maui, you could be in Pismo Beach and see the sunset. It could be great. But there's just that, and then it was just almost so quiet, because the Thais that were just chilling out, and then the garbage truck, that doesn't make any sense.
And
but
they smile at you.
And
they're working, and they're like, hey.
Totally. Take a selfie with them, these guys. They're garbage guys. But they're happy to be alive.
They're happy to be here. And you know what's cool is you mentioned that. Thanks for mentioning that, because so my gratitude attack, and I was talking with you yesterday as we were walking, and after we booked the condo, maybe it was right before I booked it, meaning I did my lease. And I'm just talking to him going, why I like Bangkok so much.
Okay.
It seems like people are happy. Genuinely.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street. You got the
giant city, right?
Yeah, giant city. And I'm thinking, and we're waiting for this free bus. And it seems like people are generally happy.
I would agree.
Racing to make the quick buck.
Right.
There's
there's traffic, there's frustration, there's road rage.
But yet you come here, you don't hear honking the horn.
Very
Rarely.
Very
and,
seldom,
and I'm
yeah.
like, and when they honk the horns, beep beep. That's it. Isn't it like,
middle. That's actually so.
You're not getting the middle finger.
You will see some honking, but you never see this.
Yeah, never.
You never see people. What the fuck? They'll maybe say something in the car. They'll be like,
people are happy, and
Yeah.
it is definitely crazy, and it is one of the reasons why I like being here, and it, being treated. Go where you're treated best, man.
Totally.
Go where you're treated best, and if you can't right now, that's okay, because then you can tune into the spot.
Ah, nice segue, guy. Ladies and gentlemen.
You can tune into the spot.fm if you can't get on YouTube.
No,
so
yeah.
put it on your phone.
For sure.
Save it as a screenshot or whatever. What do you call it? So you go to the website on your phone.
Yes.
And then you save it to your home screen.
That's what you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like an app, on your phone.
Yeah, it's called an active app, I think it's called. We are in the process of building a real app, so you guys can just click it. You can get there, and then you can listen to this kind of stuff basically 24/7.
So obviously we have the talk show, right? And we're doing the big mattress, and we're doing it on Saturdays. We're going to do it another night of the week, but we haven't actually figured out which one that'll be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to obviously have the YouTube channel, right? So youtube.com/@the-spot Thailand. Make sure you check that out. And then there's BKK.FM, which when we're not doing the show, then obviously we have rock music, basically. And then the spot.fm also plays some dance music. I want to touch on this because Joe said, Mike, did you touch the truck? Do you know what that is in reference to? Okay.
No.
Have you ever gone somewhere or been, going a certain distance, and if you don't touch it, it doesn't count? Have you ever heard that?
No, he's talking about touching the trash truck.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Because here's the thing, and I've done this before. So I would go for walks around a lake, and if you walk all the way around the lake, but you don't touch the sign at the end,
agree.
it doesn't count.
Yes.
So I didn't touch the truck. So you're right, Joe. It doesn't count. I'm going to have to find my next trash truck. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the emblem, the logo on the pink jumpsuits of the guys. And they're going to be like, I don't know if they'll actually.
What about when I saw the king at the palace? Does that mean I should jump up and touch him?
I would not do that. That would be unwise.
I didn't see the king at the palace.
Do not touch the Buddha.
Do not touch the Buddha.
That's another thing if you don't know, right? So all those statues, you've seen that before, and they always scream at the Chinese people because the Chinese people go, they put their arm on the friggin' Buddha.
Yeah. No.
Jesus, dude, little respect. Come on.
Now, the only time you do touch those Buddhas, they have these Buddhas, these little gold foil. You go up there and you stamp your gold foil on it.
That's neat, isn't it?
Dude,
totally
total
neat.
Gratitude attack.
Let me tell you,
beautiful. I love it.
And here's what never. I mean, I'm not talking like 99.9. I'm talking 0, none ever % of the time will anyone ever steal those flakes of gold.
It's crazy.
They would never consider doing that.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, sadly, we probably both heard of this. People, they get desperate or whatever, or they just can't believe in honesty, and they steal like the church collection in the United States, right? No, I'm sure you've heard of it.
Oh yeah,
right? Because your
Many
background,
times.
and it's sad and it's disappointing and it's a bummer, But over here, no, I don't think anyone would ever do that, like at a Buddhist temple But I love the flake. I know what you're talking about. That is a gratitude attack moment for me too. Up top,
total gratitude attack moment, right?
Absolutely.
There, guys.
Oh yeah, that's giant.
Totally beautiful. And again, reasons why I'm here, reasons why people like Ryan are here. You can live a normal life. Mike is here. You can live a normal life. Actually,
normal life.
Normal. Yeah. What is normal? You
right,
actually
exactly.
live a beautiful life here in Thailand. And and I've been asked this question often. What are the holidays like here in Thailand? We're not going to spend tons of time talking about it, but do holidays happen here, Mike? I mean.
So that's an interesting question, right? So look at Christmas. I mean,
let's throw a cool graphic up, by the way.
What if there was only a graphic where we could talk about the holidays in Thailand? So, okay, look at New Year's Eve exists globally. Everyone celebrates that.
Huge here
to various things, but they absolutely celebrate that here.
Yeah.
Gracie and I, and actually her family, we celebrate New Year's Eve the way a lot of people would celebrate Christmas in the Philippines. So we do presents and that sort of thing.
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve, yeah. So that's kind of neat because they're basically. I don't celebrate Christmas, not from a religious perspective, but just from a ridiculously obnoxious capitalistic perspective. But it's a neat time of year sort of thing. But over here, you were asking me this yesterday. We were in a mall, and there were some trees and stuff.
The IKEA mall.
We were at the IKEA, exactly, Mega Bangna. But I mean, there weren't in other words, it wasn't like a mall in the U.S. during Christmas. I mean, there were some Christmas music, but it wasn't like decked out and everything like that. So, I mean, they celebrate it from a retail perspective. They celebrate Christmas from a retail perspective. And obviously, True Digital Park, right? They got all the decorations as you're coming in here. Terminal 21, they're definitely Christmased. They have that out. But, I mean, the big holidays over here, of course, are, Songkran, Loy Krathong, the big Buddhist holidays. So, yeah, but the bottom line is if you're a Westerner and you're like, oh, but I don't want to go over there.
I don't want to miss Christmas.
I don't want to miss There's plenty of Christmas over. Oh, in fact, all of our not all of them, many of our buddies in Jomtien and Pattaya, for Christmas dinner, they're going to...
Pinky Blinders.
No, they're going to what's it called? It's right there. I know if Ryan's still on, I know he knows. It's the...
Can we see if he's still on?
It's the pub on Soy 6. It's the
So Ryan, if you're
British,
still on, where are you going?
Yeah, for British pub. It's like I think is it the Victoria or something like that? You don't know about, because you're part of that group thingy, right? That like lunch bunch thing.
Gone once, but I'm going to go again, guys. I am going again. I promise. I just haven't been in town to go.
The other
Queen. There it is, Queen Victoria.
Yeah, the Queen Victoria. So I have a bunch of guys that here, and I'm part of like a group here too, and they do a Christmas lunch, basically a Christmas day, December 25th, and it's like a buffet, and of course they have turkey and cranberry sauce and sweet potato pie and all this nonsense, and they do that at like a Marriott here, all the Western like brands, or so I could say, for the sake of argument, the global brands. So all the Marriott properties, the Sheratons, that sort of thing, Westin, they're gonna have very Western like Christmas dinners, right? They're going to have the turkey thing and that sort of thing. And so for like a couple of $1,000 baht per person, you can go in and you can have a very Christmas dinner if you really want to celebrate that and have a lovely time. Because I can tell you, the customer service from the Thais is going to blow you away compared to a restaurant.
Because I'm going to be here. I think I am here during Christmas. I might be in Chiang Mai. I haven't decided yet.
That'll be nice.
But New Year's, I know New Year's for that holiday, because I've been here several now New Year's in a row. This is the place I plan on always being, which is in Pattaya.
I was going to say
not so much Bangkok, but I will be in Pattaya. I can't imagine being anywhere else. But in Pattaya, I love New Year's. 2019 just blew my socks off.
It was
I don't wear socks, but
as you should.
As I should not.
You should not wear socks. I agree with that. So New Year's Eve, you're right. Arguably, New Year's Eve on the beach in Pattaya is very similar to, quite frankly, the International Fireworks Festival last weekend.
Yeah,
crazy amount of people, tons of food, right?
But it's one day.
As far as I know, there's fireworks.
Oh yeah,
right?
No, that's
New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Not only are there fireworks throughout the whole entire beach, and they have these big concerts going on, and I will be doing video of that for sure. But they have those bags with the candles, and they let them fly in the air. What's that called?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. What's that called?
I didn't know they did.
Okay, well that goes on.
Oh,
and we're
God,
talking
that's horrible.
thousands.
One of you guys absolutely knows what that's called.
What's that called, guys?
And in fact, what's funny is, so one of the reasons they stopped doing that is because of, for two reasons. One, it would get into the flight path.
Wait, who stopped doing that?
Thailand.
Oh.
So again, you got to remember, you also told me that like several days ago, you can't smoke pot inside of a cafe any longer.
Well, you can if
but there's no enforcement.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the point is, and so
Gotcha.
What are those things? That's so horrible. I want to say Loy Krathong, and that's like totally false.
Patrick's still
That's going
on.
to drive me crazy. I
Patrick
bet Patrick knows that. Anyway, the lanterns, yeah. So they will decrease the number of flights in and out of Utapao, so that they can do that on the beach in Pattaya. But Phuket was really, because so they float up and they get in the flight. The second reason is they float up and then they float down and then they catch people's houses on fire. Because the thing is still, because it burns the paper, right? And so, and then it falls to the ground and then it,
makes a mess.
But I love those things. I did that. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've done it.
And you light it and it goes off. I did. So you know what's funny? The first time I did that was my first time in Thailand, New Year's Eve, 2012, 2013, something like that.
2019 for me.
On Beach Road in Pattaya with a lady boy.
I didn't do mine with the lady boy.
She was, and here's what was, I've told this story before, but she had the full operation.
Oh, the full boat.
Yeah, the full boat. And I'll never forget this moment. She was like telling me about it, because of course I was like, okay, that's kind of, but I wanted to know how much did it cost? 250,000 baht, by the way. But she tells the story of, oh, thank you, Kham Loy. Yeah. And so she said, I got out of the shower after like all the because you have a boob job, right? There's bruising. After she got out of the shower, all the bruises, she looked at herself in the mirror and she finally said, "Oh my God, I finally feel normal." Yeah, finally feel normal. And I just thought that was like really cool. So we hung out. I mean, because she's like, "Look, I don't really want to work." I found her on Soy 6, one of those bars, talking to her, and I said, "Look, I don't."
You guys, I know that came out wrong when he said he plowed her.
Did I say I plowed her?
That sure is what it sounded like. I
found her. I found her on Soy 6.
There are children listening to this show.
I'm walking down Soy 6, and I'm like, "Look, I don't drink. I'm not going to come in and talk to you." I know, exactly, yeah. And she goes, "All right, well, I just want to hang out with my friends. I just want to hang." So then she leaves, and we walk down to the beach. And she goes, "Oh, no, we got to buy one of these things." And there was we got to light it off and stuff. Yeah, it was really cool.
And if you guys missed that, to have someone say, "I feel normal."
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, that was a gratitude attack on because I was like, shit, I felt pretty normal.
But this is a Thai person that says,
"No, I know.
I finally feel normal."
No.
You guys, you coming over to Thailand, if you haven't been here before, you come for the first time, don't be surprised if those wheels hit the ground. You're in the airplane, you go, "Whoa, I feel normal."
That's true. I'm home, right?
I'm home because that's the way it feels to me. Sometimes I'm like, what the heck? Did we pause somewhere?
So no, what's interesting is I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's on there. But then over here, where you're connected on the same network, right?
Yeah.
You seem to be living the dream. Are we good? Okay, that's good. I gotta figure out what those things are called. What the Thai lanterns are called. So. Actually, so where are we? So we're at about an hour and a half in. So right now is usually the time where we talk about tips for living in Thailand.
Yeah,
right?
let's throw up our cool little graphic if we have a guy that makes that.
Oh my God! What if there was only a graphic? Look at you, skadoosh, ladies and gentlemen. I got to figure out what that's called.
So tips for living in Thailand, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a few right now as Mike's checking out something. So again, if you're looking at living here, we're talking moving in, getting a condo, getting a long-term. It doesn't have to be long-term, but one of the things Mike's did talk to me about is, get a condo for 6 months, and if you don't like it, your lease just expires. You don't pay it. Well, you lose your deposit. You lose in my case, it'd be 24,000 baht, but I'm here for 6 months at 12,000 baht. You can simply do the math. It's not that big of a deal. So that's an option. I recommend getting an agent or going to the condo and going to the office and use an agent when booking your condo, because for this booking I did here in Bangkok, I didn't need a Thai person with me at all. Matter of fact, the 2 girls that were in there spoke great English.
Yeah, indeed.
And when I didn't understand something, they simply just repeated it in English. And it was awesome. I was able to understand it, sign the 15 documents.
Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, give them a copy of my passport.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a copy. They want to track everything. And then I had a bank account, a Thai bank account, scanned a QR code, paid my deposit, or paid my first month rent and the deposit.
Yep.
And I'm in, and I don't have to worry about my electric, my water. I'm just going to have this little piece of paper show up. And now I know there's an app for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going to pay that. And I went up there. Of course, they had already taken pictures. I approved the pictures they took, so they make sure there's no damage. And they said, take more pictures if you see something, which I did. And I took a couple of snapshots, sent it to them. They put it in a file. Anyways, the point was, don't be afraid to think that you can't get a place here, because I got it.
Right.
And my tip is use the agent, find a place you like, make that list, guys. Make that list of what kind of lifestyle you want. For me, I like the hecticness of Bangkok, and I like being close to where I'm going to work at. I like being, a Western food. I mean,
right.
I can go,
but not all the time.
No,
right?
Oh no.
Because for example,
love Thai food, guys.
Yesterday you said sometimes you crave what? Fried chicken.
I crave fried chicken, and this guy goes, 7-Eleven right below, and the fried chicken lady, and you know what? I had, 3 legs. I mean, I didn't get this body not eating.
Yeah.
But so there you go. That's my tip for living here. Mike, if you can throw one, lob one over the net.
I will lob one over the net. But one of the things that to the whole like living in Bangkok and being able to live in a Thai city, but to get all the sort of the Western comforts, I crave pizza. Right?
Pizza?
Yeah, I definitely...
Oh, man, I love pizza.
I get a craving for pizza. And the neat thing about Bangkok, because quite frankly, overall in Thailand, you can't get a decent pizza.
Yeah.
100% in the Philippines, you cannot get a good pizza. The Philippines is incompetent at a number of levels, not the least of which is their inability to make pizza. But here they will at
Sorry,
least.
Philippines.
Yeah,
Shaq,
sorry,
if
guys.
you're watching.
But
Love you, buddy.
here, I mean, you will go into play. They have imported and installed a pizza oven, which is about 600, 700 degrees usually. Some
Big brick cement.
You can
guys.
even get those. Yeah, the wood fired, kind of things. Anyway, so here's the tips that I'll give you this week for living in Thailand is there's going to be, I guarantee you, someone in your life that has been here before, that has done this before. Don't necessarily follow them 100% of the time, but take that input. Like whether it's us, quite frankly, from this. Like one of my tips in Thailand is to reach out to us for tips on Thailand, because you've done certain stuff that I've done and stuff that I haven't done. Right? You've gone through the whole banking process. But again, I got my first bank account in 2012. It was significantly different then. So my experience, and I got my second bank account in Pattaya, or in Chom Tien, actually, right there on Second Road, right up the street from immigration at that Bangkok bank. And my experience there was significantly different. I also got that at the time when you could ACH transfer money into Bangkok Bank in their remittance office that was in New York City, right? So that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. And so so Robbie has more of a current sort of experience here. And because of that, I would have to agree. I went through a very similar process that he did 3 years ago with my condo, used an agent, but the real important thing is when you live in a condo, to sort of dovetail on his tip, is the fact that they're going to have what's called the juristic office. They're going to have an office that manages the condo, and for the most part, that office is not going to speak English really well. So it's really good to have a ally, not just a translator, but like an ally that wants to, for example, if there's too much noise in the condo, right? Then you call your agent and say, listen, and she would then reach out to security.
Oh, what's her name? One
Joy and Eve.
Eve, yeah. Such a doll, too.
She's great, yeah. And in fact, interestingly enough, Eve, she actually started working at this. And just so you know, they can do other stuff for you. So if you want a specific one, it's called the Bangkok Condo. This is the company that we're talking about. This is the agent we're talking about. Don't get any money from them. And for the most part, they really only manage our condo building and about 2 others fairly close by. But yeah, the Bangkok Condo, and the nice thing about that is if they can't do it for you, they'll just refer you out to somebody that does. But they both speak English really, really well, and that's helpful. For example, Robbie and I needed business cards. Now, Steve, thank you so much, by the way, from the Wombat in Jomtien for your recommendation on who you use for business cards, because that worked out quite well. But also, I reached out to Joy, and I said, hey, these business cards we got, they're okay for the time being, but we want a thicker paper. And there's this one that's down the street from us, but 0 English.
If we only had a card to show everybody right now.
What if we only had a business card?
What if we only had a business, because you guys might think we're just full of shit.
He must be lying. What is he talking about?
Close up on that.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. What if there were a technology that totally allowed me to basically, give people... Ladies and gentlemen, look at me.
There it is. The Spot Thailand.
Another winner.
I love it.
Yeah, the Spot.fm. Well, it's kind of worried. I feel odd being on the right.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like when you sleep in bed. What side
with you
sleep
or as a you mean just in general? Just in general,
as a lefty or a righty?
That's a good point. What side are you on the bed when you're looking at the bed? When you're looking at the headboard, are you left or right?
The crazy thing is, in Jomtien,
yes,
I'm on the left, and here in Bangkok, I will be on the right.
Now, why is that? Because I'm thinking about the way that both of them.
Because I'm selfish.
No, because they're.
No, I just tease it.
It's. They're.
Well, because in Jomtien,
one of them you're closer to the restroom, and I know why.
So in Jomtien,
the water,
I'm closest to the water, and I just wake up and I like having the window open. So in my Jomtien condo, I have one of those glass
floor to ceiling.
Yeah, and
right out on the ocean.
It's great. So I'm laying there on my side, and I'll wake up, and there's the ocean.
Right. Otherwise, you'd have to push Kitty out of the way. You're blocking my view. Crazy time.
And in Bangkok, I actually just want to be able to get out of the bed, shut the door because Kitty sleeps, and I like to get up early.
Get up early,
and
that's right.
shut the door, and she can sleep, and then I can do my work.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks, Joe, for the nice card comment.
It's pretty cool, right? Yeah. So Robbie designed that. What's neat is we're gonna have a
QR code.
Oh my God! What if there were only a QR code?
Dude,
the
scan
QR
it.
codes work backwards.
They actually do scan.
Do
that.
they? If you guys scan that, you're going to thecoolestwebsite.com.
That's it.
Yes, which of course, as you know, is the spot.fm or pkk.fm. Tell your
So,
friends.
Joe, that design that you saw on that card is going to be similar to our shirts.
That's right. Our T-shirts are coming. Yeah,
and they're not T-shirts; they're polos.
Oh,
like
thank you.
this one.
Yeah, because I'm not a T-shirt guy. I have to have the collar.
We will get the throwaway T-shirts. Not really throwaway. We want you guys to give them to your favorite ladyboys, friends, whatever you might have.
Wow. What if I only had a bracelet, like signified my love
know.
for the third gender?
Next week, and that leads us probably into 144.
Yeah, we're at 9:28, guys, and if you know, we've been going live at about 7:45 in the morning. I want to thank you all for watching because we kept 10 of you like informed and hopefully entertained throughout the morning. But the other thing I will say is that obviously we're doing this thing with the Spot, right? So there's the Spot.fm, there's BKK.fm for rock music. We're live on that, but the Spot.fm, but also more importantly, YouTube.com/@ The Spot Thailand. We would love for you guys to subscribe. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subs and then also get to 4,000 watch hours. But that'll allow us to basically have the community tab, be able to advertise and reach out to you guys and give you guys an example of what we can do for other businesses that we are going to be doing for other businesses in Thailand and specifically Pattaya and Bangkok.
And we will be shooting some evening shows before much longer.
Great question.
What was that?
Patrick.
Yes, Patrick. I'm hoping to have them done by the time you are here.
About 2 weeks, right? It'll take about 2 weeks, I think.
Well, the design's not 100% done yet.
Okay.
But once the design is done, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get them finished. We're going to do, a demo set, or what do they call it? It's just a
trial run.
Yeah, a trial run to see how they fit.
Is it going to be alpha or beta? It's probably going to be beta.
It's Thailand.
Up top, beta.
So you can be part of a beta test team. I know Nick will be one of them. I know Joe. So some of our top contributors, you guys have a shirt coming your way.
Yeah.
And,
definitely.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And then we will be selling them online. And again, anything that we generate will go towards the studio, which we're working hard to get.
Desperately. Speaking of studio, because as you guys know right now, right, we're using, once again, I want to give a final shout out to Starbucks 101 over here in True Digital Park. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to use your studio. It's been an amazing experience. And all I had to do is get a quad shot caramel macchiato.
And a couple of donuts. We did have donuts.
Those
and another
donuts, great work, dude. Oh, chocolate donuts. Because that's a thing that's actually harder to get here. It's easier to get good pizza.
Freaking good.
Those are amazing donuts. I could literally rub those all over my body. You want me to do it? I'll tell you what. I'll do it. 3, 2. Oh, yeah, we got to end the show. Oh, well, maybe next week.
Maybe next week we can do it.
Tease? Just dangle that right out there.
Right. And be sure to tune in to Walk in My Shoes Thailand and always live your best life, because if you're not living.
And Grady's, dude, thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. It's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Skadoosh. Talk to you guys.